So we have a pretty interesting project in the shop today. This is a phase linear model P-3800 preamp. Pretty much a high-end preamp back in the day. A friend of mine purchased this on eBay. It said in the ad that the output was low, and it sure is. Let me show you what's going on. So I'm testing the preamp. I'm using the audio generator on the tuner input. These are the output jacks. So here is one channel. Bring the volume all the way up. Normally you would see about a 2 volt peak to peak signal. I'm on the 20 millivolt per division. See, there ain't much going on there. And there's this other channel. It's even worse. So yes, the output is low. Not distorted, but low. So the next thing, let's check the power supply rails going to the little op-amp outputs. Alright, now I'm going to carefully check the voltages on the two op-amps. I'll look these up. The voltage is negative on pin 4, positive on pin 7. Should be 20 volts DC on each. So here is pin 4. So we have negative 18 volts. And here is pin 7. And we have positive 17.15 volts. Those should be equal voltages. Hopefully around 20 volts. They're low. Inspecting the board, I think I see why. Let me show you. So during my inspection, I did see evidence of past work, but it was not in this area. So this is the audio output area, your left and right channel, and there's some transistors here that drive the headphone output. But I got looking close, and down here, you see these two electrolytic caps? This one, I see some yellow residue, and then looking close at the heat shrink that's on this cap, I see a lot of little bubbles in the heat shrink. So I believe that these caps are probably dried out, pulling down the power supply. Looking at some of the other caps, I see the same situation. So what I'm going to do is change these two caps first and see what that does for the power supply. Either way, all the caps in this preamp need to be changed. This unit is at least 30 years old, and I'm already seeing evidence that some of these caps are feeling their age. Alright, I removed those two caps. One thing that's really nice, you can see right through this circuit board. So finding the foil traces was a piece of cake. When you install the new ones, make sure to observe polarity. You see positives up here, but it's down over there. You don't want to flip that. Okay, for the fun of it, let's check the caps. So here's one, 47 microfarad, 35 volt. You can see he's at 53. Here is Mr. Crusty. Let's see how it measures. Get my polarity correct. Haha, look at there. Yep, so that guy was toast. Let's put it in, see what changes that makes. So I know a lot of you guys write in and say, Terry, you never show us you actually soldering in components. Well guys, usually I'm working in a hole, okay? So I really can't show you. But here, this is wide open. So you take your iron, you want to go on this side of the lead and feed from the other, okay? And you want to do that quickly, because these foils can raise if you apply too much heat. I'm also trying to work behind the camera here. Okay. Then, when you clip your leads, guys, don't just go snap and have it fly across the room. Support the lead and clip it off. Okay? That way you don't have little projectiles going through the shop. Okay, let's retest. Iron power back up. No difference. Still low output. It was a gamble. Well, since we know those blue caps are in bad shape. I'm going to go ahead and change out the other ones on this board and see if that makes any difference. If not, we're going to have to start looking at the op amps. Well, I've changed out quite a few caps. I found 3 or 4 that were bad, but I still have low output and the power supply rails are still wrong. I found that these are the runners that come off this main board and power this board, and you can see there was some heat damage there in the past. So I thought, okay, I'm going to desolder these and kill the power of this board and see if the problem is still on the main board. And that answer is yes. We still have low power supplies on the main board. So now I'm suspecting that we have something shorted out, probably caused by one of those bad caps. I'm going to keep investigating. So rather than complicate matters any further, my intentions were to recap the preamp, and I have completed that task. Look at all those caps. So let's go ahead and retest and see if I made any headway. So as you may recall, my initial testing, I couldn't even get 20 millivolts per channel out of this preamp. So retesting, I have my scope set at 1 volt per division. And look at there. There is about a 4 volt signal. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. The balance is in the center. Let's check the other channel. Look at there. And they're equal. Vary my frequency. Looks nice. Well, I'll be. I guess it's a good thing I didn't troubleshoot things further. Caps did the job. Well, that's good news. It's quite obvious you had a lot of bad capacitors in it. Next step, I need to hook it up to an amplifier and see how it sounds. Alright, it's test time. I have a tube amp hooked up. I'm going to use this non-copyright music. I bought this years ago on eBay. This guy's Pete Smith. He's in the UK. I've used it for many demos. So here we go. Everything checks out, tone controls are working, loudness, balance of course. The phase linear P-3800 is ready to go.